G'day team, Bingham here. Today's video is going to go over the Fujifilm X-T5. Now, I just want to make it very clear with these YouTube videos, they're not going to throw specs down your throat. It's the sort of thing that you guys can just type in DP review and they'll tell you. So there's no point in me replicating that. The idea is to give you a little bit of insight in terms of the usability of the camera. How are you going to work with this to get the best results possible? So that is what I want to showcase today. I managed to pick this camera up from the office on a Friday afternoon, so just before a long weekend, and went up to Mangawhai for a couple of days. Really beautiful up there, obviously a very coastal beach surfy town. Following on from Mangawhai, I actually went down to Christchurch and did a bit of a shoot down there. When I got the camera, it's the sort of thing that you do kind of take an hour or two, literally just sifting through the menu and making sure it's set up the way you want it. But in terms of picking up the camera and just knowing my way around it, obviously we have those dials up the top that are recognizable, and it just felt like walking into the old flat. It felt like home. The X-T5 felt very light. I had the 10-24 and the 56mm with me, so wide and tight. So let's jump into Mangawhai. Yeah, so doing the keyhole walk, playing around with the X-T5, I'm in love. Such a sick camera. I think I've said maybe 3 times on this walk that I actually want one myself. But in saying that, camera's a tool. You use the best tool for the job. You're not going to use a bloody screwdriver to hammer in a nail. So in terms of like going out and enjoying photography for what it is and actually engaging with the camera, there's nothing out there that competes with it. We obviously know the XT line has that cult following with the buttons and the dials up the top. Trying to go for that very coastal, given we're on a coastal walkway, look and feel to the images. So just trying to keep everything pretty sharp and nice and dialed in terms of composition. Just going back to the start of the walk, actually, when we showed up to the main Mangawhai beach, there's a lady there who had like a couple of fast, very athletic dogs, trying to keep up with them and do a bit of shooting and stuff. And I said to her, I was like, oh, do you mind if I take some photos of your dogs? Yeah, she was all for it, she was loving it. Yeah, it's pretty sick. I was able to chuck the camera in subject detections. Far out, it worked good. Like, took a couple of frames. The dog was pretty backlit again, bloody barking at the stick, and yeah, I was pretty impressed with obviously how the camera sort of cooperated. Far out, this is Jesus. Caitlin is wandering. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep boosting. Bit of a rocky track on the way back, but yeah, just keen on some food. One of the key things that I really want to play around with is the low light capabilities. The sun's obviously going down. We're going to get some nice gradients popping off behind us. So I think we're going to head up the top of the hill here, do some, I'm not going to do them, but Caitlin's going to do some yoga poses and we'll kind of play around and get some cool compositions. 10-24 and the 56mm APD. I can almost guarantee the APD lens is going to bounce back and forth with the focus, but it's the sort of thing that we're not dealing with a fast-paced subject or a fast-paced environment, so we kind of have to sacrifice a little bit here. I'll show you where we're at. Shooting. So we're going to be heading up top of there. Whoosh. Just while Caitlin's doing her thing and getting all set up, I just want to show you guys where we were last night. So you can see massive sand dunes all the way over this way. house here. It's where we're staying, so I'll link the ladies' Airbnb listing. We're paying $150 a night, which is an absolute bargain for this place. You get the room, and actually she's left for the weekend, so technically the whole place to ourselves, but it's pretty stunning. And we also have the moon. Can't really see because I'm on a wide angle, but the moon is rising over there. Right. Okay, so Caitlin's kind of doing her thing. I'm not really directing her because I don't know the first or second or third thing about yoga, so she's kind of just playing around. I've switched out to the 56mm 1.2. 10 to 24 I had a real good time focusing. I can tell you now this one's going to struggle. Yeah, Manga Fight was sick. It's good to get away from Auckland for a couple of days. The idea was really just to put the X-T5 in that sort of lifestyle, kind of all-in-one travel camera sort of environment, which I feel it performed really well. Down in Christchurch this week for work, a couple of days working and then just taking a day today just to, again, play around with the camera. And the X-T1, X-T2, you know, was really that street style camera given the size and the weight of it. Really trying to push the new features. Obviously, we got pixel shift, so focusing again on that high resolution. Got some empty buildings here with some pretty cool artwork on it, so I'm gonna check them out, and then I'll probably go to the gardens and see what I can find there and have a go. Okay, finished shooting. I will be honest, those wasps were very hard to get focus on. I probably spent 2 hours too long there. You know, you gotta do it, you gotta be patient. Just gotta move on to the Cunningham house and try to do some detailed shots of that. Yeah, so here we go. Colours are stunning in here, but bloody hell, I'm sweating bullets like yuck. Now the question we have to really ask is, who is the X-T5 for? So We know that it's a traditional and tactile design, so we're going to be more photography based. The ability to shoot video is there, but we are focused on photography. The biggest thing that we're going to benefit from is obviously the 40 megapixel sensor, but also the ergonomics as well, so those buttons and dials up the top. In terms of the lifestyle content that I was shooting, the travel-based photography, it worked perfectly. I just had no complaints. Being able to keep that small and lightweight form factor due to the body itself, but also the X-series lenses was really good. After shooting in the Christchurch CBD, I thought it would be a good idea to roll through to the botanical gardens. When I got there, I think I saw a cherry blossom tree and spent 30 seconds walking towards it, and then spent the next 2 hours just parked up, just running algorithms on this tree. And by God, like, it was impressive. I've never spent that long photographing one tree before, but headphones were in, I was deep in the zone, and it was just fun. And there's something about the T5 that just made it fun, like having that tilt screen, having it focus so quickly, having these dials just here. It's what I know and love from the Fujifilm system. But the bumblebees that were there were so hard to shoot. And it wasn't down to the camera, it was down to the fact that trying to focus on them, you have to move in and out very, very slowly. And chances are when you get in focus, they fly away. So that was just a constant battle I was having with myself. And it's the sort of thing where I was getting down on the one leg and all sorts and upside down. And it was fun. People were enjoying the theatrics, but that probably sums it up for this video. So the Fujifilm X-T5. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.